Sure, thank you. Thank you very much. He's killing me. That's all. This bumps the last time. You know what, the emergency room, to look at this, and nobody's got an answer yet. I have to wait, I have to see a rheumatologist, and I can't see her all the way to November. I went to Twinsburg, I spent like 6 hours in there. They gave me, took blood, CT scan, all sorts of.
Is it just your hands swollen?
The hands, and this hurts up here. I bought some of those patches that are supposed to relieve the pain.
Okay.
But, yeah, this is,
Did you get stung?
No,
Spider?
we don't know what it is. Nobody knows what this is yet. And what's causing it. You don't know?
Anyway, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that they grabbed your.
You know, it's sort of funny, but my nephew, he, like, my joints were hurting, my shoulders and my hips. You know, well, the hips, that pain went away. But my nephew, he had the exact same thing, and he's on really low doses of steroids.
Yeah.
But he dropped like 50 pounds. It's sort of scary.
Really?
You know.
Yeah,
And,
steroids are dangerous.
and so he, but I heard you're supposed to actually gain weight with that. But anyhow, he dropped 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's looking for an answer too. You know, so we're keeping in touch.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
So,
So it's funny, it's just your hand and your arm.
yeah, just
But your-
right here.
Is
it's
your
right
rest of
here.
your arm swollen or not?
No, it's basically the same, but it's just the hand, and this hurts right here, and then my shoulder, if I bump something like that
Really?
sometimes, yeah.
Hmm.
Hi. I'm good, how are you?
Squeeze you that hard, you gotta tell me when I come to squeeze you. Okay. But you can always have some miles, I'm all negative. I'm universal or something. I was just wondering why you've been hiding there.
No.
You never took anything for it, but.
We got 3 minutes. No, we have 2 minutes yet. We have 2 minutes. We can't start early. We'll start on time, but not early. Yeah. Go by the real time. 6:58.
No, I don't. No, I'd like to go there, I see what it is. No, I haven't seen it yet.
Check. It's blank. And there's just the ATM. Looking, it's still bad.
3, 4, 6.
When you're back to nowhere. It's all the kids are out in the parking lot. He went to the high school, he came up to rank. Okay, perfect. Air Force Academy. Yeah, so everybody, some high school kids are there too.
We got a minute yet.
He came right over there.
I feel better that I had the wrong number. I didn't want to think it was.
Oh, I think so.
I feel better now.
Good evening and welcome to the September 3rd, 2024 regular meeting of Bedford City Council. If you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Spinks? Here. Salvi?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Asbury?
Here.
Longino?
Here.
Cochee?
Here. Council, you have the minutes of the work session of August 12th, 2024. Any corrections to such? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spink, second by Fluharty? Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Abstain.
Longino?
Yes.
Oh, Cochee.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of August 12th, 2024. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Smith, second by Asbury? Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Abstain.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes. Ordinance number 43-24. An ordinance amending ordinance number 60-23, codified ordinance number 911.03. Rate reduction for disabled persons and senior citizens for water and sewer discounts and declaring an emergency. We had the first reading on August 12th, and it's our wish to do a second reading, and I have a motion for second reading. By Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes. Ordinance number 44-24, an ordinance confirming, amending ordinance number 62-23 concerning section 911.01 water rates of the codified ordinances as amended of the city of Bedford as related to the water rates and declaring an emergency. And the first reading was last month. It's our wish to do a second reading for this. I have a motion for such by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochee.
Yes. Reports, Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a follow-up to one of those items regarding the water and sewer rates, the application and the instruction for the water and sewer rate discount has been posted to the city's website. We also have hard copies of the application. They can be available in the lobby near the water department for those wishing to pick those up. And if there's any questions, there's a number on that application to contact us. Just want to provide a quick update regarding Turney Road, the resurfacing project that is tentatively scheduled to be completed in about 2 weeks, September 15th. So the contractor has been on site. We brought up some of the initial concerns, but the goal is hopefully to have that reopened both directions in 2 weeks. Also want to follow up with, the city was recently awarded a Cuyahoga County tree canopy grant once again. We're going to be planting over 100 trees, split. Half of them will be planted this fall, and the remaining half will be planted in the spring. We're focusing on Willard, Eldred, Gould, Wandle, are the primary streets this year, and the type of tree our arborist has worked, had some discussions with our tree board as well as far as the types of trees. If you're interested, or council, I'll provide this, the details as far as the type of tree and at what address. I'll provide that in this week's memo for you to, if you had any inquiries. In regards to the Greencroft Culvert project, all of the design work has been completed. We are starting to advertise for bids this week as well as next week, and we will have the formal bid opening on the 20th of September. We will present City Council with a recommendation at the October meeting. I believe this project will be, it'll be completed, it'll take about 60 days to complete. But following, until we get the bid specs and those results back, we'll have more details on the project as far as detour routes, reopening one of the roadways temporarily. We'll have that to detail at the October meeting when the project's awarded. Also like to congratulate the fire department. They were a recipient of a federal grant for $85,000, and that is going to go towards the replacement of the exhaust system at the station. That system is over 20 years old and was due to be replaced. The Northfield Road Bridge project is moving along. The one side is completed. A couple weeks ago, the contractor did remobilize to focus on the remaining side. For those that have traveled that area, I think the area that was completed, significant improvement, and it looks really, really good. We'll be looking at some improvements to the lights along the bridge once the state is completed and out, specifically the possibility of putting LED streetlights up at those locations. The pool, municipal pool is officially closed. I just wanted to point out and thank our Parks and Recreation Department and the entire staff, Mike Callahan, Bob Plisky, Sarah Donati, all of our staff, all of the pool staff, the lifeguards. A lot goes into operating that pool in a short amount of time for the summer, but it was a success. First full season that we've been open since before the pandemic. We brought back the swim team this year, multiple sessions of swim lessons. Kudos to the department and good end of the season. Couple other items, reminder that the second annual Shred Day is scheduled for this Saturday, September 7th from 9 to 12 in the municipal parking lot. We also have the community garage sale coming up on September 14th. For those wishing to participate, please contact our building department. We work like we did last year to compile a list, and that list will be made available for those individuals wishing to pick that list up the Wednesday before that event. And lastly, I just want to share with the public that the city officially, last week, we received application from the State of Ohio Department of Youth Services, who is again interested in purchasing the property at 17500 Rockside Road. Their intention is to install and construct a juvenile correctional facility from Highland Hills and relocating that to the city of Bedford. They are proposing a $90 million construction project. They're proposing to employ approximately 294 employees, and the facility will house a maximum of 72 youth. This matter will go in front of the Planning Commission on September 17th. It will ultimately move from Planning Commission to City Council. End of report.
Thank you. Our law director can't be with us tonight. Finance, Ms. Holland.
Thank you, Mayor. I do not have a report. Thank you.
Thank you. Council, Mrs. Spinks.
Get to go first again. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Hope everybody had a good Labor Day. Spent yesterday at the air show. It was pretty cool. It's always one of my favorite things to do with my husband, and just really cool. Just so makes you so proud to be American. All our service guys out there and the families, and just a good time was had by all. So I hope everybody did get a few phone calls about fireworks. I don't get it when people pop, fireworks on Labor Day. Not as bad as 4th of July, but again, if you're hearing them or loud music or something, please call the police department. Please call that non-emergency before you call me. You're welcome to call me afterwards, but if I'm not there and I don't see it, don't call me, because I can't give them the full description because I'm not there. So something's going on, and on the noise, Mike, on the left that you're making right now, on the noise thing, is it still 11 to 7, a sound ordinance? It was. We never changed it, did we?
It is. That's accurate.
So 11:05, call. If they're still, people have the right to celebrate. When it goes past 11:30, then it gets where it's just not real polite to your neighbors and stuff. So again, as far as the parking, I have been seeing a lot of the pink slips. I do see a lot of tickets, so our guys are out there. And again, if you absolutely, something happens, you have a nurse coming to your house or a family member and you have nowhere else to park, call that non-emergency number and explain that. Our guys are fair. Believe it, they're not out there, and we don't have time with other stuff going on to be out there just waiting for someone to park somewhere to write them a ticket. I know it gets aggravating sometimes when you have a neighbor that continues to use the street for a second driveway. It does get aggravating and stuff, but again, call that non-emergency number and report that. Mike touched base on the Greencroft area on the culvert being replaced. The next one, Mike, was, we had talked about it too, on at 123 Southwick. There was in front of that house on the corner of Southwick, there has been a water main break, and they replaced the sidewalk. The sidewalk has since kind of started caving in. City has roped it off for me. Residents in that area go on the other side. The city is, Mike Yard going out again probably this week. Do we think it's like a sinkhole situation with that, or we just don't know?
It could have settled depending on how the line was installed. We need to look at it before.
Okay.
It'd be wrong for me to comment as far as the cause, I don't know.
Okay, okay. Also want to, I talked to Jeff about it because it's his ward, always respectful of everybody else's ward. Welcome Tanya down at Fresh Time. She also owns Tailor Made. They do seaweed, different vitamins and shakes and all kind of stuff, but it is a real nice sandwich and soup. They're gonna have soup later, they have rolls, they have salads, but it's right downtown Bedford. Jeff, do you know that address?
I believe it's 633.
I think it is too, but make sure you go in there. It is vegan and Mediterranean, so they do have salmon, they don't have meats, but it's just really good. Me and my husband have both eaten there, and please patronize. Parking's a little tricky, but they also do where you can have it delivered too. So I'll let Jeff talk more about that, but it's always exciting to see new businesses and have a new place to eat too. Pick up your trash on your tree lawn. If you see trash, I pick up trash all the time. It's not my trash, but I still pick it up. So please help out. If you see trash on your trash lawn, on your tree lawn, please pick it up. And to report.
Thank you. Mr. Selby.
Good evening, everyone. State of the city, I would like to thank the mayor, city manager, and all the city staff who did the hard work to put together the August 27th State of the City event at the Elderwood Center. All I had to do was show up, eat, and listen, so thank you. Visits to residents. Since my August 12th ward report, I visited residents in the ward and responded to a variety of constituent concerns. Thank you to all the city personnel who were involved in resolving and or responding to those residents' concerns. Ward 2 residents are encouraged to call to report issues of concerns. Your eyes and ears help identify problems that need to be addressed. For example, an Archer Road resident told me last spring that one of Bedford's 2 tornado sirens was not working. Because of that resident's concern, I contacted the Cuyahoga County Emergency Management Director and our city manager. The tornado siren was quickly fixed and in operation again prior to the recent tornado that touched down in Bedford. This demonstrates the value of resident contact with their council representatives. If you see something, please say something. My home phone number is 440-232-8964. Stormwater sewer grates. In the last couple of weeks, I noticed 2 stormwater sewer grates that have either fully or partially collapsed and fallen into their sewers. One grate was in my ward on Wellman and one on Willis outside my ward. When I see open holes in the roadway, I think of 2 things: risk to public safety and potential civil liability to the city if someone falls into an open sewer hole or breaks a leg stepping into a partially broken grate. Other stormwater sewers in Ward 2 have noticeable deterioration also. 2 are near the intersection of Wellman and Taft in my ward, and one which has been marked by a construction bureau for at least several months. Mike, has the city surveyed the city's stormwater sewer inlets and assessed their condition, and is there a repair schedule for those that need a repair?
Yeah, those are marked, and we do rebuild the majority of those in-house. And we do a stormwater assessment. We actually just submitted a formal report to the Ohio EPA regarding our stormwater collection system. And we identified certain things that do have to get approved. And then obviously they're repaired, and then they're put on a schedule depending on the condition and severity of that repair.
Thank you. Taft Park, my late night monitoring of Taft Park continues. I've also noticed that Taft Park is much cleaner, and it is hard to find trash now outside trash cans. This may be due to both increased enforcement and our city staffers responsible for Taft Park doing a good job picking up the trash. I did have to call the Bedford Police Department twice in the past few weeks to address after-hour trespassers. However, that is a significant reduction in the number of trespassers compared to prior months. So thank you for the BPD for following up. One issue regarding daytime use of the park is non-residents using Taft Park Pavilion, especially on holidays, is a party location and not completely cleaning up trash after the party. Legal charcoal fires are also common at these events, and I find coals are sometimes dumped on the property. Homeless. One longtime resident I spoke with recently told me she found a stranger sleeping or relaxing on her tree lawn during the daytime. Several other residents have complained to me over the past year that they have seen increasing numbers of homeless or vagrants wandering Bedford streets and panhandling. In order to address the homeless issue, I have contacted a counselor who works for a Cleveland-based nonprofit. The counselor has volunteered to help develop a procedure in which the city staff, such as Bedford Police Department officers, can contact an organization which can offer temporary housing for homeless individuals. Ellenwood roof repair. During a recent vote on an ordinance regarding a contract for Ellenwood Center's roof repair, I voted no. I voted no for the following reason. The roofing industry has many companies that knowingly violate federal and state labor laws by legally hiring shady subcontractors who use illegal alien laborers to do all or part of the work. This practice of hiring illegal laborers undermines the rule of law, displaces American workers, and runs law-abiding roofing companies out of business. This corrupt practice is also in violation of federal law, 8 U.S. Code Section 1323A, unlawful employment of aliens. We all took an oath of office to support the U.S. Constitution and the laws of the United States. To be faithful to my oath, can we include sufficient language in the contract to ensure the primary contractor or any subcontractors hired for the project must abide by federal and state labor laws, and if it is determined that unauthorized foreign nationals are on the job site, sue for breach of contract and cooperate with the U.S. Department of Justice regarding any subsequent criminal prosecutions. City Manager Malice regarding the Samuel Marcus Trust property. Would you please update council on the status of the specific alleged building violations at the Marcus Trust property at 607 Northfield Road, as well as the former tenant?
Yeah, that property that you're referring to, while I don't have the specific site or building notice in front of me as far as the specific issues, they did receive multiple notifications to correct the issues to the building and or grounds. I believe they were issued a third and final notice, which is the step before they have to appear in Bedford Municipal Court. That was issued in August. I'd have to check on the compliance date. I believe it was middle of August. And then I can check and find out if they received a formal citation or what correspondence that they've had with the property owner. I can check that in the morning. I don't have that right in front of me.
Thank you. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Fluharty.
Mike, all the people that help clean up all these tree limbs and stuff, congratulate them for doing a good job around this, everybody's wards and the whole city. We probably have a bunch of them that are still getting thrown out. Should I just have them put them on the list for the next tree thing, or are we out picking them up? Okay.
We're out collecting this week. It's the chipper service this week, so that they can get it out.
They see it?
ASAP.
Okay.
We'll be collecting this
Because
week.
I know over the weekend, a lot of them have thrown some new limbs out there. We can clean it up and it looks a lot better than it did, of course, after the storm came through. But anyhow, tell all the workers, good job. They did an excellent job, and I know you've told them that probably already. Northfield Bridge looks tremendous, half of it, and the other half will get done. I noticed that right away when that got done. It was like I was in a new area all of a sudden. I mean, we got Union Street done, Broadway done, Forbes Road done. Now, if I can only get you to do part of Northfield from Forbes Road to the bridge, I can retire. End of report.
Now call the governor on Northfield Road, that's his street.
No, we're not gonna do it.
End of report.
Mr. Smith.
Good evening, everyone. City manager mentioned Turney Road. I just have one thing to say. Residents, be careful on Turney Road until it's open both ways. This past weekend, seen two drivers going the wrong way at a high speed. And if they go, I don't want to see a head-on collision, but that's what it's going to amount to. So please be careful when you're on Turney Road. Real dangerous right now. Keep your eyes open. Don't look at your cell phone. In a report.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Just to reiterate what Councilman Smith said about Turney Road, it makes me a little nervous. I've driven through there several times, and you just don't know if somebody's gonna be coming the wrong way. Because of the hill coming down, you got a blind spot, you get to the top of the hill, there's people coming out of the Sunoco and they're making a left to jut into the apartments, so just be real careful there. Since I missed the last meeting, I was a little under the weather, as far as the tornado and tornado response. I would like to thank everybody that was involved. Initial reports, of course, we didn't know it was a tornado for a day or two, but we knew we had something that came through, massive winds, straight line winds, whatever it was. As soon as the storm was over, I know most of us were out there checking out our wards, moving what we could out of the way, out of the streets. A resident of West Glendale and his son moved a large tree that was blocking all of West Glendale. Got that out of the way. Did a little survey, and it looked bad, but you really couldn't tell because it was still kind of fresh. Went out the next day after work and sunshine and all the crews were out, and you could really see the damage. Glad that nobody got hurt, thank goodness. But there was some houses and some areas that received significant damage. I would like to thank, first of all, the dispatchers from Cuyahoga Valley Dispatch. They did a phenomenal job. I was listening to the radio. They did a great job. Police, fire, as always, including our auxiliaries who were out there blocking streets and directing traffic, and our service department that just did a fantastic job throughout that whole week. And special thanks to City of Bedford Heights, who sent some of their crews over from their service department also. So everybody did a fantastic job. I'm glad nobody got hurt. And one of the neat things, it kind of hit me the next day when I was driving around, is you saw people sitting in chairs in the driveways talking to the neighbors, helping their neighbors clean up. Kids were outside playing. They weren't in the house on their phones and on computers and all of this stuff. It kind of sucks that it took this to get to that point, but it was kind of neat to just drive around and see everybody interacting. So hopefully we don't have to go through it again. And again, thankfully everybody was safe. Chipper service is this week. If you do have something special going on, sounds like you might be able to get on the list. Next one is October 7th, so make sure you call the service department. Garbage pickup is one day late this week. I'm sure some people may have put their, if you're normally a Wednesday, you probably put your stuff out tonight, but it'll get picked up one day late. Mike, hydrants, they're flushing this week. Do we have a schedule?
I can get that.
Because I think it kind of, people didn't realize it was going to happen, so there was some
No, we
chatter
got
around.
signs out, but I'll check our schedule.
Okay. It should be wrapped up this week, though.
Yes.
Okay. So if you do notice, I came home from work about 3 o'clock. We had low pressure. I saw the police or the fire department flushing the hydrants on my street. So it takes about 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. Run your water a little bit. There's going to be a little air in the line. Let it come out, and then you're good to go. And I believe that's it. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Longino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say something real quick. I was watching an interview today with Supreme Court Justice Brown Jackson, and someone asked her about her time at the Supreme Court, and she said, no matter what, she still feels it a privilege to be where she's at. And I just want to say, for starters, no matter what's happening, and sometimes I shake my head to myself, I still find it a privilege to be serving this committee in the city of Bedford for these 9 months that I have been in this position. I also want to go into the fact that I'll take care of some issues that I can. And you know, if you give me a call, I'm gonna look into it. And sometimes, you know, it's not as quick as you want it to be because it still has to go through cycles. It has to go through change the proper way. So I take care of them the proper way. So sometimes you might think that they're not, but the things are getting taken care of behind the scenes and I am looking into them. So like I said, I'll always do that. I do walk my zones. With my mother passing, I have her dog, so I walk her dog now. So I'm out there, as I can see, my man JB right there saw me the other day walking my dog, and we talked about some of the issues he was having. So I want to say that I haven't met everyone in my ward. I think it would be ridiculous to say that I have, because I'm not going to sit here and say I have, but I have tried. And if I'm out there and I see you out there when I'm walking, or I always take the long way home when I'm driving to work or when I'm coming back. Unfortunately, I did miss the state of the city because of work. But if I'm out there and I see you out there, I make sure I introduce myself to, you know, to let you know who I am. Sometimes I might look a little weird with my cap backwards and I wear earrings, so you might say, who's this young guy with these earrings on? And I'm not young, so they might say that when they see me, but I start off by saying I am just city councilman. This year at the ice cream social, they had ice cream social at the library, the Friends of the Library. That was great. My good buddy Andrew Glazer is the president, and this year, rather than being a candidate trying to meet people and talk to people, they had me shoveling ice cream, so I got to do that. But I did enjoy it as the councilman. Sandy, Miss Spinks, and I, we went to a solar power presentation in Oakwood. It was great. If you're interested in that, some different places that'll help you out with getting solar power and give you they finance the panels for you, things like that. And they'll break it down to you a lot more and tell you some of the different programs they got that'll help you out in the long run. For those that say they haven't seen me, I'll say it again, and I'll say it if you're out there and out there watching it on YouTube. We're here twice a month. So if you ever want to meet me, if you haven't met me on the streets when I'm walking down the street or riding down the street, you can always come here and you definitely meet me. And like I said, I'm going to do my part to get it to my man Mike, but he has a full plate, but he does always get back with me and let me know he's on his job and he's looking out for me. So like I said, if some of the things don't come back to you right away, be known that we are working on them, because we'll take care of them. And like I said, once again, it is a privilege. I can see my time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mike, one thing on the bridge renovation over there, the steel plate that goes along under the sidewalk, they didn't paint that or anything. You know, it's metal, it's rusty, and the cement is like dripped down it. Kind of looks bad. I wonder if they were planning on painting it. They should put some Rust-Oleum or something on that to help.
I can check, I don't,
It just looks bad. The whole bridge looks nice, and I look at that. If that was painted, it would really look
I
nice.
could take a look at it.
Yeah. Not a big thing in the scheme of things, but
I'll
I
look
could
at
get it
that.
done right.
What, if I could just add one other,
Yeah.
and I follow up to Jeff's, some of the discussion regarding the storm. Jennifer was working with some of our departments and we have compiled all of the initial costs associated with the tornado damages. We sustained a lot of damage at the wastewater treatment facility. Currently, we're had about approximately $72,000 expenses to the city during that and the response. We do have an inspection scheduled for the main trunk line that is down at the plant, as well as one of the basins that needs to get inspected, so there could be some additional damage there. But Jen has worked to compile that. We're sending some initial stuff over to the state of Ohio, Office of Emergency Management and things like that. So if we can get some of that reimbursed, we're trying to do so and taking the steps to do so instead of turning around and trying to work with our insurance carrier.
Yeah, along with that, I know I've gotten some calls from our representatives at the state and the federal level, Representative Brown and Senator Brown. Both their offices called. I know Chantel's office got a hold of you and the other, our local representatives from Ohio. They did call in and offer help, and they also reminded us to put in for that money to get reimbursed, so I thank them for looking out after us. I think with that, we'll get down to business. New business, a motion to approve the Planning Commission's decision to approve Ambia Energy LLC to install a roof mount solar system at 38 Flora Drive, Bedford, as long as the Board of Zoning Appeals grants a variance to allow the roof mount solar system on the house to do it needing a variance. So they haven't gone to planning yet, or BZA?
Planning, easy hasn't been scheduled yet.
I don't know if we should vote on this. I think we ought to table this. They have to go to BZA, we're gonna have to vote on it again anyhow.
The reason they did this is just to try to expedite their application, so they didn't have to wait so many. So if council took a vote, dependent on the outcome of BZA, if BZA approved it, they can just move forward instead of having to wait again for then it to come back to council.
Okay.
We're just trying to, so the applicant doesn't have to wait
Yeah,
an extended period of time.
Because now we're getting to the time of year, you gotta think weather. Okay, did everybody understand that situation? So, good idea. So if you agree with, first I need a motion to accept their decision to approve it by Fluharty, second by Spinks. So if you agree with planning, it's a yes. If you disagree, it's a no. Call the roll.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Okochi. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's a second time.
It's about twice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all right, I have nobody here, so no, that's okay. Yes.
Okay.
The motion to accept the planning, letter B, a motion to accept the planning commission's decision denying Homa Tirgan to lease the space to an auto rental business located at 22550 Rockside Road, Bedford. Again, yes, you agree with planning to deny. No, you disagree with planning to deny. I have a motion for such by Longino, second by Asbury. Again, we have a motion. Any question? Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes. C, a motion to approve the Board of Zoning Appeals decision to deny Deontay Dunham of Advanced Base Concrete LLC to build a shed and concrete slab in the side yard located at 27 Avalon, Bedford. I understand the individual was a no-show at the zoning, but that they are gonna reapply to zoning. So I think we should just table this because we really don't have anything to vote on at this point. Motion to table by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes. A motion to approve the Board of Zoning Appeals decision to approve Tim Shiflett of Power Up Renewable Energy to install solar panels on the home located at 54 Grand Boulevard. Need a motion to agree with the Board of Zoning Appeals by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes. Ordinance number 48-24, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to apply for fiscal year 2025 Community Development Block Grant and Community Development Supplemental Grant funds through the Cuyahoga County Department of Development and declaring an emergency. Can I have a motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Longino? Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes. Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Mike, or,
I can take that,
Okay.
Mayor. The city is once again applying for 2 county grants as stated. One is a community development block grant, the second is a community development supplemental grant. Therefore, $150,000 and $50,000 respectfully. One of the requirements of the application, which is due in October, is council approving the administration to move forward with the application. We are looking for funds for improvements to the community center, as well as funds to install security cameras at some of the city's pocket parks.
thank you. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Abstain.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes. Ordinance number 49-24, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with XL Excavating to demolish the structure located at 890 Broadway Avenue, Bedford, and declaring an emergency. 890 Broadway is the old Padala Dental Office, the little triangle, Broadway and Union. We would like to put that on first reading in order to get some more bids on the demolition. Seem to be a little in conflict there.
And look at possibly keeping the retaining wall.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would go in bid. We have a motion for first reading by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes. Now we come to the hearing of citizens. As you know, if you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and comment.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mrs. Brock Meredith. I live at 551 Helper Drive. My question is exactly where is this detention center supposed to be built?
Off of Rockside Road, over Broadway, and then the railroad tracks. It's on the other side of the railroad tracks. If you go up over the bridge from Broadway going into Maple Heights, when you get to the very top, carefully, if you look to the left, you'll see where the former building was. That was the mortgage division of U.S. Bank. It's way over there, in behind all the industrial stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Kathy Williams, 491 Lamson. Is there going to be any guarantees that if council says no for this juvenile detention, that the state isn't going to come back at us again? We told them no once. I know Governor DeWine is dead set on 12 new facilities. And if Bedford says no, are we back in a lawsuit?
Yeah, I'll take it. Well, there was never a lawsuit, so just you know,
Well,
we
will
weren't
there be a
we
lawsuit?
weren't formally sued regarding the matter. I'll never make a guarantee.
Okay. My concern is,
Actually, I could say this. There's case law that supports this. The state of Ohio has zoning immunity when it comes to local code. There's case law, I think at the time that's appropriate, I could share that. But that is a proven fact, that the state of Ohio is immune to local zoning codes. Outside of that, I don't want to make any guarantee that no one will ever come back, or a guarantee that, you know, I won't make those guarantees. If nothing happens and they move on, they move on. I won't make a guarantee that if council votes unanimously no, that the city's not going to get sued. Because as I stated, there's case law, and I'd be happy, I don't have that written down in front of me, I could share the specific case for you. So I don't want to make those guarantees. I think anything specific legally, I would defer to the empty seat next to me. He's not here today, but I would defer to that.
my concern is how many times does the government, no offense, the government says one thing and does another. They say 75 people are, who's to say that all of a sudden they put bunk beds and you got 150 people? Do we have any protection to say, look, you said 75 and 75's it? That's the problem. All the other juvenile detention places are overrun. They just keep on bringing these juveniles there, and I'm assuming they're male juveniles. Are they already convicted, or are they waiting to go to trial? Are they felons?
Now, so the way it would be the same setup as what they presented before. It's an individual that goes through the justice system, and a judge feels that they should be in one of these types of facilities in lieu of a formal correctional facility. The judge will make the determination if that individual should go at this location. To your point, or to answer your question as far as the number of people, when you had first mentioned, and you were accurate, that the governor, he actually created a task force, I believe it was a couple years ago. They issued a report earlier this year, I think it was in January. You got to check, don't hold me to that, but if my memory is correct. That task force was to look at these facilities. I believe there's 4 or 5 across the state, and they've come back, and as you pointed out, they want more of them with less people, instead of the current amount with the current number of people. So while the previous proposal was the same number of employees, it was about 290 employees, and if you recall, Bedford wanted a cap of 125 people in the facility. They weren't good with that cap. They have come back, and this proposal is the same number of employees, and they reduced the number. And I think that falls in line with the governor's report that he accepted, to have more facilities with a higher staff to ratio. And I think that falls in line with this application showing, again, I haven't spoken to them in detail about it. I think some of those questions will be asked during that planning commission meeting. But it falls in line with what the governor accepted as far as that report. More locations, less numbers per location.
And the planning commission, the people from the state will be at our planning commission?
That's who submitted the application, yes, that's who we received the application from.
They have to be.
So they have to be.
Dog and pony show sometimes, you don't know what the state. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a date?
September 17th, it'll go in front of planning.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
And I'm gonna mention the same thing at the next council meeting, which is before,
Okay.
on the
Thank you.
16th. And then ultimately it'll be in front of council in October.
Okay, thank you.
your service, everyone. My name is Sabrina Future, and I'm at 15 Charles Street. First of all, I want to say thanks for getting the picnic tables at the park. We had a really nice summer where the daycare kids could go over there with the teachers and just have lunch and snacks. So, thank you. It was minor, but it was major to
You want
me.
to thank your councilman, he was behind getting that park call.
I'm thanking everyone.
We all think, we'll take your things. We're all part of this. But he was the one that actually decided we needed a park over there and to do it the right way.
Thank you, Mr. Flahari. Let me see. Put my glasses on. So I did thank you guys for the picnic tables. Oh, question about the trees. We were speaking about some trees being planted in the fall. Can we put replacement of trees for those that were taken down? Like because they were bad trees? Can that be a priority with that?
Yeah, some of them, so what we've done is over the years, our arborist and our service department looks at some of the streets, for instance, Willard. Willard had almost all the trees at one point were removed. These are replacing those. So if there's others in areas, we'll go after funding in the future. We'll continue to go after funding to purchase and plant these trees. But obviously it'll depend on the arborist and where he picks the specific locations. And we have to present that to the county planning before our application is even approved.
Okay, because Charles Street does have some trees that were taken down and need replaced.
I'll include that in the future.
Thank you. Trash, we speak about trash, but on Northfield and Union, we have a bus stop that we do not have a trash can. I think I spoke about it before, but at times, it's just a lot of trash because people are at the bus stop, and all we have to do is put a trash can right there. Because I've seen trash cans other places throughout the city who don't have a bus stop. So if we're short of them, I'm quite sure we can do some relocating them, because that's a high activity area. Question, the facilities that we used to house people here in jail, is that being used?
No, we transport our prisoners and we have a contract with the city of Solon.
Okay. How many people used to be housed back there? Oh, okay, a low number. Okay.
Do they hold them there till?
Temporary, yeah. We
Yeah,
can't,
they'll hold them
we can
temporarily
still,
until
yeah,
we
I'm
get
sorry,
the transfer.
I should have clarified that. We still hold until we have to transfer, but we don't hold past a certain number of hours.
Okay, thank you. The next thing talking about safety, thank you very much for all the things that's going on for safety, but I don't think you guys are looking at that veterinarian 97 Northfield as a safety hazard. I mean, it's getting worse and worse. And when I come past it, I'm like, what are we waiting on? Something to happen? Because it's horrible. And I was at a church, I'm not gonna mention the church in Bedford, and they had homeless people that had squatted on their property, that they just made themselves start living there.
In Bedford.
I'm not gonna say the church, but yes, squatters. Yep. There's some woods next to the church, so it was in the woods, but they had to come through the church to get to it. But my whole concern is if they did that, I mean, we don't know what's going on in there. It's obvious that it's not only is it an eyesore, it's dangerous. I mean, when I left, I have 3 kids playing in my yard basketball because we don't have hoops in Bedford. Now, it could be the kids, it could be the homeless population. We have a lot of mental people. We just really need to expedite taking that building down. I see we're taking that other one down. That this should be a priority over that other one.
So just to that, the one thing I will clarify is 890 Broadway, the city owns. We can actually take the steps to do that. We are taking the necessary steps to take down 97 Northfield. That's a little more challenging as technically we're not the property owner. And there's certain laws that we have to follow when we don't own the property.
Yeah, but at the same time, we should be doing something to secure that building, to make it not such an open safety hazard for crime. And what I'm speaking of. Have you guys seen it, I guess my question?
Yeah, we were out there.
All the way around it?
Police department went around with our building department the last time that you expressed some of the concerns.
So I'm just not understanding, okay, if we can't take it down now, why can't we close some windows, shut the doors, you know, so it's not easy access for.
I'll look at it again. When police were out there with the building department, they were not able to gain access into that building. They went around the back.
I don't know when that
So-
was though. We have doors you can go in, windows you can go in. It's very dangerous. That's it. And again, I'm grateful that we didn't have any casualties of people with the storm. That's all I kept thinking about. So grateful. Thank you for your service and take care.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Johnny Bird, I'm a resident of 27 Avalon. I have a wire down, it's been down on, in my yard. It's coming from, I don't know if it's a cable. I had officers come get it out of the street and put it in my yard. I put it back in the street because I figured, hey, if you don't report it, I done reported it several times and no one is coming to pick it up, but it hinders me from cutting my grass, well, my son from cutting the grass. So I'm asking now, can somebody come get this cable out of my yard?
Yep. We'll contact our rep. It's a guarantee, although I'd have to see it, but a guarantee it's most likely a Spectrum line.
Yeah, it's some kind of cable, it's not electric.
That's a problem.
Yeah, we'll contact our rep.
Okay.
Because there's certain things, and none of it makes sense, but Spectrum is not allowed to touch anything on the First Energy's poles and vice versa. First Energy, while it's their pole and their equipment, they're not allowed to touch Spectrum
Oh, no,
stuff.
I work for the city of
So
Cleveland
it's like
Public
this
Works.
with
I
those-
understand all the
But we'll contact
the
our,
rules and regulations of what you ain't supposed to touch, all that.
we'll contact our rep.
I have got a citation, for my fence. And then my due date was today to get it done. Because they said I have to put a face on the other side of my fence because it's facing my neighbor's property. So I was wondering if I was gonna get a ticket and have to actually go to court.
I'd have to look at I don't think so.
I mean, they gave me maybe a week time. Wasn't prepared to go, cause I'm still trying to get approved by the zoning committee.
Yeah,
I'm the guy who you just tabled.
if you're working, I mean, we always work with people, so if you contact the building department, I'll check as well, I'll look at it in the
I
morning.
mean, the building department doesn't like me too well, so I'm here to tell you that right now. So.
I'll look at it in the morning with them, I don't think they're gonna be out tomorrow issuing a citation. 'Cause
Yeah, but you know,
I don't,
I'm susceptible, so I'm coming here today and asking for some lenience.
okay.
It give me to the weekend at least.
You're gonna address it though, eventually.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, give me a couple more days.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, motion for adjournment. Valentino, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Spinks,
Yes.
Selby,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Cochi.
Yes. Thank you for coming.